guys, Miss Jessica here for day 7 of our November daily draw. Today we are going to make a cute little woodland bear. Now what makes mine a woodland bear is he's got a little leaf crown on top. So let's go ahead and grab our paper to get started. Now we're going to turn our paper vertical up and down. And we're going to place our number 7 somewhere at the top, however you've been doing it so far. You guys can of course change the way that looks. Now, make sure you're drawing with a pencil, but like always, I'll be using my Sharpie today. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our bear. So we're going to need to do the top of his head first, and then those shoulders. So we're going to be creating a really big rainbow shape. So I'm going to start right about towards the bottom, doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to draw a big rainbow shape that comes up and around and back down to the other side. So go ahead, this is going to be for the top of the bear's head. We want it to be really big because our largest thing is just our bear today. Once you kind of get the shape, we're going to add the shoulders, and at the ends of our lines, we're just going to curve them down to the bottom of the paper. So try your best to make that as even as you can. We have this really weird, funky shape, and that again is just the head and shoulders of our bear, and we'll start to add all those good things on the inside. So of course a bear needs some ears. So at the top, we're going to draw 2 rainbow lines, one on the left and one on the right. And then I'm going to add one more rainbow inside of each one so I can color that in later. Now let's go ahead and move to the face. We're going to start with our nose, and our nose is just going to be an oval. I'm going to add a little highlight at the top, which is just going to be a smaller circle. And for the rest of the nose, bears have snouts. So we're going to start from one side of the nose and curve our line down and around and all the way to the other side. So go ahead and add the snout part of our bear's face. Now, to show our bear has a mouth, I'm going to go to the bottom of the nose and draw a straight line down. Don't go all the way to the bottom though, just let it stop there. If you want, you can always add a smile or some sort of mouth, but I'm just going to leave mine here, makes them look super cute. Now for my eyes, I'm going to draw 2 tall ovals, one on the left and one on the right. You of course can have fun with your eyes, maybe draw some eyelashes, dress that bear up a little bit. Now I'm going to put some cheeks on mine. You don't have to, but underneath those eyes, I'm going to draw 2 side-to-side ovals. So go ahead and decide if you'd like cheeks or not. Again, you don't have to. As we're actually almost done, our bear just has a few more things left. We're going to start working on our crown at the top. Now, everyone, you don't have to add a crown if you don't want to. You can have leaves on it, flowers, but I'm going to start at the top where the ears touch the head and just draw a U from one ear to the other, right on top of his head. Now, again, if you want to decorate it, you can make it look different. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm just going to add some leaves. So I'm going to start on the left and just go up and down and slowly add some leaves. You can make some big, you can make some small, leaving that up to you guys as the artist today. You can add more leaves, you can add less leaves. Go ahead and just have fun. Now at any time you need to pause this video, please do so and go ahead and finish whatever you need to before you move on with me. Alright guys, let's do our bottom part where our bear is. I'm going to have my bear holding a mug full of hot chocolate, but you guys can make your bear hold anything you want. Maybe it's holding some sort of pine cone or a leaf, so have fun with that, but I'm just going to start with the top of my mug, which is going to be a really skinny side-to-side oval. Then at the ends of my oval, I'm going to draw 2 straight lines going down. And to show that there's liquid inside, I'm just going to draw a curved line right in between that oval. And that just shows that maybe there's some sort of like hot cider or whatever you guys like to drink during the kind of cold season. I'm also going to draw some wavy lines to look like steam, like it's a hot drink. So go ahead and add about 3 little wavy lines starting from inside the cup going up. But again, if you are changing it, then just go ahead and add something in. Now please finish up whatever you were adding because next we're going to put the pause. So if you need to pause your video so you can finish, please do so. I'm going to start on my mug or whatever your object is. We're going to draw a curved line down on the left and same thing on the right. Then I'm going to draw 2 curved lines starting from my object going into the paw. And it looks like our bear is holding onto it. And that, you guys, is the end of our drawing part. Great job so far. What we're going to do next is we're going to trace everything. So grab your Sharpies, maybe some that are thinner, some that are thicker, it's up to you. And I want you to trace everything just like you see mine, even whatever you added. And I want you to color in the eyes. So you can just use your Sharpie and you can fill those in black as well, and the nose as well. So go ahead and please begin. Now you will probably need some time to finish that. So what I would like you to do is make sure you trace, color eyes and nose, and then go ahead and pause your video and press play when you're ready to begin our first coloring step. All right, so hopefully by now you have finished coloring or tracing, and doing your Sharpie. Now we're going to color. Now I'm going to be using 2 things today. The first one, or one of them, is going to be chalk pastels. They look a little bit like this. They're chalky. And the second thing is going to be markers, just like this. Now you can use any kind of markers you have. If you don't have these materials, you're also more than welcome to use anything you do have. So let's go ahead and begin with some markers. Now I have Crayolas and I have Mr. Sketch, so I'm going to use a little bit of both. So we're going to just color a few things. First one, let's go ahead and color in our crown. Now you guys might have different things than me. I'm going to use my greens to go ahead and color in all the leaves. So let's take our markers and color in the leaves. You guys can do more than one color, all the same. If you have flowers, make sure that you color your flowers. So let's go ahead and just take some time to fill those in. Once you're done, another thing is going to be the cheeks. So I'm going to use a pink and I'm going to fill in the cheeks of my bear. Any pink will work, even a red would look really good. So far we've done our crown and our cheeks. But at any time, if you need to pause your video to finish something, please do. I know some of us maybe drew a little bit more than I did, so it might take you a little bit longer. One of the big things we're going to color is the inside of the ears, this part of the nose or face, and paws. We're going to do that all one color. Now remember, some of our colors we've been working with this month so far are red, orange, yellow, brown, and a little bit of green. So I want to bring those colors into my art as well. So I'm going to color my bear brown, and I want his ears and nose and paws to be a lighter brown, so I'm going to use tan. But if you don't have a tan, again, you can use any color. Maybe do brown for those things and then make his skin or his fur a different color. But let's go ahead and grab something to fill in those ears. So we're just going to outline, color in, getting all the white spots. And this big part of his face, his noses. And then just big lines to fill that in. And then don't forget those paws. Now the rest of it for our bear will be done in just some chalk pastels. So it will be a little quicker. So take your time on the marker, and then the chalk pastel will go a little bit quicker. And finally, those paws. All right, guys, now one of the last things for markers today is the cup or whatever the object is that you added. So I want you guys to use your markers as well and go ahead and fill in your beverage that he's holding. I'm going to use some red because that's one of my color choices and I like that color. And I'm just going to fill in the main part of my cup right in the front. Just use my nice lines again. Because something cool we can do with markers, since we color with them and let it dry for just a couple seconds, we can actually layer our colors on top of each other, our markers, and it will look a little bit darker. So I'd like to show you guys a little bit of that. So once you're done, just let it sit there for a second. Try not to color on top, it probably will rip. We do have to color the inside, so I'm going to do a little brown, like a hot chocolate. Again, you can do any color, whatever that drink is that your bear's holding. Now, like I said, we can do layers. So I'm gonna bring back my red here, now that it's kind of dry so it won't rip our paper. Along the bottom, we're gonna just add a little bit more marker. So I can just add a little bit where I want there to be some shading. So I'm just gonna add a little bit over here on the left side and bring that down towards the bottom. Now don't add too much and don't scribble it, because then you will rip your paper, and I would hate for that to happen. Now you don't have to do this. This is just something fun you can try. Now that's the end of our marker steps, so I want you guys to go ahead, move those out of the way when you're done, and grab those chalk pastels. Some other things, of course, you could add. I like to use my Sharpie for this, is some whisker lines. Now, we don't want to actually put the whiskers on our bear, it might look like a cat, but I can take my Sharpie and I can add some dots right here by his cheeks. That's something fun you can try. Bears are fluffy. Now, you guys have already traced everything, so you don't need to worry about that too much. But with our chalk pastels, we can kind of add some fur in there. So let's go ahead, grab those chalk pastels, and let's do some fur on our bear. Now I'm going to use brown. Again, that's one of my colors. You don't have to use brown. You can use anything else you'd like. I have a couple different browns in mind. You might only have one kind. That's all right, whatever you have. So let's start with a nice light brown. I'm going to lay it down flat, and I'm just going to go around the picture, and I'm going to add some lines. Now we want to make sure we don't color up or cover every single white spot with chalk, because we still need to blend it. I can go over my eyes, but I'm going to try to go around the cheeks and the leaves or flowers, because if we add in some chalk there, it might make our leaves turn some different colors. Now for the ears, I'm going to hold it like a pencil, and I'm just going to add some lines here with the edge, so that way I can get those ears. Now we can always add a little more, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my 2 fingers, and I'm going to blend what I have so far, my bear. He's pretty light, but again, we can always go back and add a little bit of a darker brown, or maybe you would like your bear to stay a little lighter. I'm trying very hard not to go on different parts because I don't want it to turn it a different color. You can use 1 finger for the ears and 1 finger to get around your leaves or flowers. All right, I definitely need to add some more. Again, you might see some lines, and how to get rid of those is you just add a little bit more back on top. You just have to be very careful. Try not to use the tip, which is the pointy part, because it will scribble and leave some lines like that. So I'm just going to go and do 1 more layer. Now, if you have so much dust, please throw it in the trash can. Don't let that dust just blow away, because it could get in the air, and that won't be so good for us. So dump that in the trash. I definitely have some chalk now, so I'm just going to blend and then dump that in the trash. Now if you did get in your leaves, that is all right, and flowers, I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. So I'm going to dump mine in the trash. And one last thing we're going to do with our chalk pastels is we're going to add that fur texture I talked about. So I'm going to grab a little darker brown, or just grab the same one again, and I'm going to hold it now using the tip. Remember, it showed some lines up at the top. So now I want lines to show. I'm going to start on his head, and I'm just going to draw some short lines coming down. Now, not everywhere, just in a little bit of spots. Just kind of around his head. You can add a little bit, or if you want to add some more. Try to keep those all going in the same direction. Do some on his shoulders, kind of coming up underneath his chin. Again, you don't need to add too many. Maybe a little bit on his ears. And now we don't want to blend it all together, so I'm going to take 1 finger, and I'm just going to kind of blend it down. So I don't want it to go all the way, I just want it to not be so dark. All right, now a last little bit of finishing details, let me get some dust out of the way, is going to be if you accidentally got some chalk in your leaves, grab a pencil or some sort of eraser. I like to use the end of my pencil, can just erase the chalk that's inside the leaves and they'll just go back to normal. That happens all the time with chalk pastels. Easy fix with some erasing. Same thing with anything else, maybe the cheeks, maybe part of the face. So just go around if you need to erase. Anything on the outside of your bear as well, if you got some chalk, just do a little bit of erasing and that will go right away. Now you don't want to wipe this because you'll smear your chalk, but you can carefully blow and get that away or just tap it on the table. All right, some finishing details we have are erased. We can also grab, I love to use some shiny things, so I can grab a shiny metallic green or maybe a gel pen or just a darker green, and you can add the middles to all your leaves or flowers. Bring a little sparkle into it. And that, you guys, is the end of the video. So awesome job. Again, if you want to spend a little more time on this, you may, but thank you for joining us for day number 7. Hope to see you guys again soon, and have a wonderful day. Bye!